Pluto doesn't destroy. It purifies everything false. And if you've ever felt like your life was burning down around you, like the universe was stripping away everything you thought you needed, you weren't being punished. You were being prepared. Pluto energy shows up when something in your life is no longer aligned with who you're becoming. So, if you've been going through big changes, deep emotions, identity shifts, or what feels like a personal apocalypse, yeah, that's Pluto. But not in the way people fear. It's not chaos for chaos' sake. Pluto is actually the part of your chart that wants you to be free from illusions, free from old stories, free from anything fake or forced. Most of us spend years avoiding our shadow. We don't want to look at the parts of ourselves that feel messy or shameful or unlovable. We push down the trauma, avoid the patterns we keep repeating, pretend everything is fine as long as we stay busy or distracted. But Pluto doesn't let those things stay buried. It brings them to the surface, not to harm you, but because your soul is ready to face what your ego tries to run from. Pluto is the energy that says, you can't heal what you refuse to acknowledge. And when Pluto shows up strongly in your life, it's like being handed a mirror you can't put down. It reflects everything. The wounds, the fears, the power dynamics you've been stuck in, the habits that once protected you but now keep you small. But here's the part people misunderstand. Pluto never takes what is real. It only takes what's false. The relationships that were built on fear instead of love, gone. The job that drained you, done. The identity you created to feel safe when you were younger, no longer fits. It feels like loss, but what's really happening is purification. Pluto represents the underworld, not because it wants to drag you down, but because beneath the surface is where the real truth lives. It's the archetype of death and rebirth, the phoenix energy. You burn, but you also rise. In astrology, Pluto shows where you carry deep transformation work. Your Pluto sign speaks to the generational shadow you're here to help heal. But your Pluto house, that's where the magic and the mess happens. It's the area of life where you'll experience ego death, power struggles, karmic lessons, and ultimately, empowerment. So if you've always felt like one part of your life is just intense, that's usually Pluto. And when Pluto makes a major transit to your chart, to your Sun, Moon, Venus, your ascendant, your midheaven things shift. Sometimes slowly, sometimes overnight. Pluto transits tend to unfold in stages. First comes the breaking down. You start feeling disconnected from your old life. Things that used to feel right suddenly don't. You can't pretend anymore. You can't unknow what you now know. That's the beginning. Then comes the descent, the emotional underworld. This is where shadow work starts. You feel things you haven't felt in years. Old memories come up. Old wounds you thought you healed show themselves again. But this time, they're ready to be released. This phase can feel heavy, but it's also where your soul is doing the deepest work. And then, the purification. You start to let go, not because you're trying to, but because you can't hold on anymore. The attachment falls away. The old identity cracks. You stop fighting for things that drain your spirit. You release the version of you that was built on survival. And slowly, without fanfare, the rebirth begins. You start connecting to your truth. Your energy shifts. Your choices change. You feel more aligned, more grounded, more like yourself, not the performance version of you, but the real one. And it hits you that the life that collapsed wasn't your real life. It was the scaffolding. The real you was underneath, waiting. Pluto teaches empowerment in the truest sense. Not power over others, but sovereignty, self-respect, integrity, boundaries, emotional honesty. Pluto takes away what uses your power and gives you back what restores it. So how do you work with Pluto instead of resisting it? It starts with honesty, radical honesty, being willing to look at what isn't working, what hurts, what you're afraid of, what you're still carrying from years ago. You don't have to fix everything overnight. That's not the point. Pluto transformation is slow, deep, cellular. Next is allowing your emotions to surface. Pluto work isn't logical, it's emotional, it's somatic. It's the crying you didn't let yourself do, the anger you swallowed, the grief you postponed, the shame you never spoke. When it comes up, it's not regression, it's release. Then there's the letting go, not as a spiritual concept, but as a natural outcome. You stop being attached to what no longer supports your growth. Old identities fall away. The need to control everything dissolves. You start trusting the path, even when it feels uncertain. And then comes reclaiming your power, not in an aggressive way, but in a grounded one. You start choosing differently. You stop abandoning yourself. You set boundaries. You speak your truth. You show up as the version of you that isn't shaped by fear. That's the real transformation. If you're in a Pluto cycle right now, if it feels like everything is falling apart, I want you to remember this. Not breaking down. You're breaking open. Pluto isn't destroying your life. It's removing the parts that never belonged to you in the first place. What feels like an ending is actually an initiation. You're being invited into your next evolution. If this journey resonates with you, if you're navigating shadow work, transformation, or a deep spiritual rebirth, you're in the right place. Subscribe to the Phoenix Path for more astrology-driven healing, soul work, and guidance on stepping into the version of you that's waiting on the other side of this transformation. You're not being destroyed. You're being purified, and your rebirth is already underway.